Okay, I just wanted to give an overview of some of the updates I've done to my Dodge Promaster. This is a 2014 Dodge Promaster 2500. It's got 260,000 clicks on it right now, and I purchased it at about the 230,000 kilometer mark, and about 250,000 kilometers it developed a tick. And it's called the Penestar Tick. You can find out a lot about it on YouTube. Promasters Only, Motor City Mechanic, and Tech-28 are the authors of some awesome content that allowed me, who knows nothing about these vehicles, to actually rip it all apart, go in and resolve that issue along with a bunch of other issues. So you can see I've got it almost back together. I should be running it today. Anyways, the Penestar Tick is caused by the rockers. One of the ways of diagnosing it is to take and cut your filter. If you see a bunch of glitter in there, and you can take a magnet and you can see if there's any metal, then there's a good chance that what you've got is a seized rocker or two or three. Sometimes these bearings will go and this thing will move up and down, making the tick. Sometimes it seizes, which it did in this case. You can see the wear on the top of the rocker. And what it can do, and it did in this case, is it took out the top of one of the cams. So this is a overhead cam, dual overhead cam engine. So it's got 4 cams in it. So that one's obviously toast. And I also had a little bit of wear. I'm not sure if you can see it just on the top of this one. I probably could have polished that out, but I got a new cam for it. I also took all the lifters and all of the rockers and replaced them all as well. So that's really the issue with the tick. Now, while you're in there, there's a bunch of other things that you can do. This thermostat housing is plastic. It will crack here. It's a known issue with these engines. This one I replaced in the mountains of BC in the Napa parking lot. This is also a housing that can go. And there's a company called Dorman that makes metal versions of these. And you can see in here, there's a metal version of the thermostat. I don't know if you can see below there, but there's the metal version of that coolant crossover. Interesting thing, Tech-28 video, the guy noted this wear mark on that crossover piece, and it's probably the fact that it's hitting the motor mount there that is really causing that part to fail versus it being plastic. So in his video, he shows you how to go in and trim out some of the material on the motor mount, which I've done. Another Dorman component is this oil filter coolant, oil filter housing. It's also a coolant, oil cooler housing. It's made out of plastic. This is a Dorman metal version of that, so that's been replaced as well. And that's Dorman's bulletproofing of the Penestar. There's a video on that. While I was in there, all of these coolant lines, some of the heater coolant lines, they were all corroded. The plastic was starting to get hard, so I went through and I replaced all of those. You can see all of these have been replaced. So here's the new coolant line in the back there. All of these hoses are brand new, so a total of 3 coolant lines. When I went to put the coil connectors back in, you notice a little tab on this one. No, that's the safety that holds it so it can't pull out. This one doesn't have one. That one doesn't have one. These have broken off probably during maintenance over time, and people didn't bother fixing them. So I'm putting all of these new leads, all 6 leads on there to hopefully fix that issue. You can also see all of the different seals, so seals for the cam phasers, seals for the valve cover, seals for the position sensor, seals for the PCV valve. All of those have been changed. One of the other things, and I can just go back to the vehicle again. You can't see it because I've got the valve cover in, but there's 2 bolts here, and there's 2 bolts on the right-hand side. They're called the oil galley plugs. Video from Motor City Mechanic and the Promaster guy. Everybody has said make sure you check them. Mine was backed out to the point where the bolt was almost ready to fall out into the timing chain, which would have taken out the whole engine. So kudos to those guys. I've taken and Loctited those and tightened those all up. There's a special wrench you can buy to do that. So anyways, yeah, that's some of the things I've done. Just getting down to the actual crankshafts and whatnot, or camshafts rather, is quite the effort. Like, you end up taking the hood off, you take the front of the vehicle out all of the ductwork and whatnot. But these guys do a bolt-to-bolt process on how to do that, and it's just absolutely awesome. A few other things that were done to this vehicle: in 200,000 kilometers, the transmission went, which they all do, at least a lot of them do. So this thing has a new transmission in it, 200,000 kilometers. But with all of these modifications, repairs, and whatnot, this old girl should be good for, well, hopefully another 250,000.